Imagine you're an IT pro and a critical server just went down. What's the standard procedure? You reboot it, right? But what if rebooting meant millions of people suddenly see a black screen instead of the championship game? Well, that is the everyday reality in the high-stakes world of broadcast IT.
This explainer is actually part 25 of a 40-part series on modern broadcast studios. Today we're really zeroing in on one of the most intense parts of that world, the unique, incredible pressures of IT support and troubleshooting inside a live broadcast facility.
You know, you might think IT is just IT, whether you're working at a bank or a TV station. But the truth is, they are completely different worlds. And they're defined by one single, absolutely unforgiving factor: the tyranny of being on air.
And this slide just captures that difference perfectly. I mean, look at this. On the left, you've got your standard corporate IT ticket. A printer jam. Is it annoying? Oh, for sure. Is it going to stop the whole business? Probably not. But then you look at the right. A broadcast alert. This isn't just an inconvenience. This is a potential catastrophe with a 2-minute countdown timer. The pressure is on a completely different planet.
So, how do you even begin to manage that kind of pressure? Well, it really comes down to 4 key support pillars. These are areas where your core IT skills are still the foundation, but they are amplified to a whole new level for the demands of live broadcasting. Let's break them down.
So let's start with something that feels familiar: user workstations. Except in this world, they aren't just for sending emails and updating spreadsheets. No way! These are high-performance machines driving real-time video editing and graphics creation, often right up to the very minute a show goes live.
And this is where the standard IT playbook just gets tossed right out the window. In a regular office, if an editor's machine is sluggish, what do you tell them? Have you tried rebooting? In a newsroom 10 minutes away from a live broadcast? Absolutely not. You can't just roll out a software update because you feel like it. One little incompatibility could take an entire edit suite offline. Everything, and I mean everything, is tested, retested, and scheduled with surgical precision.
Okay, now let's move from the user's desk to the absolute heart of the operation, the server infrastructure. This is where all the magic happens. Video servers, automation platforms, media asset managers, they all live and breathe here.
In this environment, maintenance isn't about convenience, it's about pure survival. You're not scheduling a patch for Tuesday afternoon, you're doing it at 3 a.m. on a Sunday morning. And failover? That's not some nice-to-have feature. It's a lifeline that gets tested constantly, because when a primary playout server fails, that backup has to take over instantly and flawlessly. There's no room for error.
All right, next up, storage. And again, we're not talking about Word documents and spreadsheets here. We are talking about petabytes of enormous high-resolution video files being hit by dozens of systems, all at the exact same time. Performance is everything here. A standard corporate storage system, it might choke just trying to handle one 4K video stream. Broadcast storage has to sustain multiple of those streams simultaneously without a single dropped frame. And that point about RAID rebuilds is huge. In corporate IT, a rebuild might slow things down a bit. In broadcast, it could cause stuttering video on air for everyone to see. Everything has to be managed to prevent any impact on that live output.
And all of this brings us to what is maybe the most abstract and challenging pillar of them all: the network. It's this invisible infrastructure where the tiniest, most microscopic errors can have massive and very, very visible consequences.
So think about this question for a second. In a typical IT environment, if someone told you they were seeing 0.01% packet loss, you'd probably tell them the network is basically perfect. For transferring files or browsing the web, that's completely negligible. You'd never even notice.
But in the world of IP video, that tiny, almost immeasurable amount of packet loss is a complete catastrophe. It doesn't mean your download is a fraction of a second slower. It means glitches, a blocky mess, a screen full of digital snow. That is the level of precision we're talking about.
So, with stakes this high, you obviously can't just wing it when things go wrong. Broadcasters rely on a highly structured, almost military-grade incident response playbook to manage the chaos. And this isn't a list of friendly suggestions. It is a formal, disciplined process. From the very second an alert comes in, the clock is ticking. This playbook is what brings order to that chaos. Triage figures out the immediate on-air impact. Assignment gets the right expert on it now. Diagnosis is about finding the root cause under that insane pressure. Resolution gets the service back. And then come the final, absolutely critical steps.
Let's really focus on that documentation step. Because, let's be honest, after you fix a major crisis, the last thing you want to do is sit down and fill out a ticket. But capturing the issue, the diagnosis, and the fix in a system like this is what prevents that same crisis from ever happening again. It turns a frantic, one-time fix into valuable, repeatable knowledge for the entire team.
And this quote it sums up the entire challenge perfectly. You need that systematic, process-driven mindset of enterprise IT, but you have to execute it with the speed and the focus of an emergency room doctor. It's that unique combination of skills that really defines a broadcast IT professional. So, when you step back and look at the big picture, the lines are just blurring completely. Modern broadcast facilities are, for all intents and purposes, specialized high-performance data centers. Which leaves us with a final thought to chew on. As we move further and further into an all-IP world, where video signal is really just another data stream, where does broadcast engineering actually end and where does IT support begin? Or are they, in fact, rapidly becoming the exact same thing?